Good morning. Let's go over this recap for Wednesday, the 9th of January. I traded STZ yesterday at the open for for a short stab. STZ gap down after earnings, but bounced, and when it traded back below VWAP, I tried to take a stab at it, but there was no follow through, so I took it off, and well, I didn't touch it anymore because I didn't like the action on it. There was barely any volume, which was very odd. Um, then I also had Apple on watch and actually traded it, but shouldn't have. I don't know what's wrong at the moment, but I trade very erratically. I lack perspective, and sometimes it feels like I'm too much focused on small moves rather than taking a bigger picture and like wait for significant levels to hit and build up positions there. I mean, look at Apple. It is just chopping up. I shouldn't have traded it at all until like up here. So, but the market in general, there's so many fake outs, and it's it's no fun. I mean, there's no follow through. I have one good example of Baba when it tested like 150, and the bid held several times. We retested, and even when the levels break or start to break, you can um, watch the tape here and the level 2 and the prints, and like you see 150 and it tests even and it's about to break. There's no follow through. It tests 90 cents and then it steps back up, and you can't trust it. Like it's here the bid's still below, it's still fine, and the offer comes back. No, it doesn't. Watch whether the offer comes back down. But like it's just hovering around this level. There's no follow through. Now that the offer steps back down, it would have been okay. It still looks like a short, but the bids start to step back up and retest and regain, and then it's breaking up to the upside, breaking out to the upside. Um, that's I don't know. It's not very clean the whole time. I mean, still, it looks like it's gonna break, but it just won't. See, it's just hovering, and then it's yeah. You can see it's breaking out. Well, so that's how the whole market trades at the moment, and it's really frustrating. And I got trapped in Apple several times. I took many stabs at it. My levels were like down at the 150 level and 155 ish. Although I had 150 148.50s in mind for any position. I didn't want to trade it at the open, so I just watched the market, and I was very patient, to be honest. My next level was 154.20, and that's the one I actually took later in the day. So my first trade was here on the backside at the $0.50. It looked like it would break, but as you can see, as you just saw in Baba, it was just bid stepping down, stepping up or stepping up, and as the offer broke $0.50, I took a stab at it, and it just like moved down, stepped up, broke out. I took a loss. Here I was faked out. I saw this reject, and I chased it, and when it broke down, I was emotionally so trapped in Apple at that moment, and in my trading. I wasn't even able to hit my loss. I was so surprised about the action on the tape, and that I didn't trust my judgment anymore. I didn't know what to do. I just like I don't know. I couldn't move. So it was just shitty, and I can't even say it here. I took some losses on the way down, and just to reduce this kind of position. It was just small, but still, it really hurt. Then again, I tried here, and shouldn't have. Took my loss here. I went short again here, and I had no reason to do so. The only reason, or the first reason to take a position at all, was this decision candle here on the reject of, I think it was 153. And then I didn't even add, and I took off the trade way too early. I didn't take profits where I should have, and that's like how the whole day went. Then here again, I actually waited, um, waited for some sort of reaction. I watched the backside, and here there was a perfect decision candle. Um, but again, like at 153, the bid dropped, the offer dropped. I took a stab. It stepped back up. I took my exit for and stuck with it instead of even, like giving it the room to the top of the decision candle, which was like 15 cents. Here I traded around the 153 on the bid and on the offer as it crossed back and below the full dollar, instead of just giving it some room. So there was just commissions, and I actually took it off on this step back up here before it just broke down, and actually I missed the whole move again. Although it wasn't clean, but still. And after that, I just leaned back and just went back to watching the market. And then I realized, Marcus, this is just job. You shouldn't be trading at all. And I didn't. I stopped trading, did some chores and did some other work with it around the apartment, and just watched the market occasionally. And the only stock that actually made some sort of nice trend during the day was Baba. So I kept watching Baba, but before that, I saw Apple come to this 154.20 pivot, and I just watched it. I didn't like the action, but when it like it tested 154, made a move higher to test 154.20s, didn't make it all the way down, but found another support here at 75. I took a stab here at when it went back above 154. It rejected. I watched the tape, and it couldn't go much higher. And on the way down, I took a stab at it, and it was a perfect entry. And then I just stuck with it. Like I just watched. My target was at 153.50s. I wanted to see the EMA 9 on 5 minutes here. Um, wanted to see it break, and it just didn't. And I could have played it more active, but that at that time I was in the kitchen, was cooking dinner, and I just let it play out. I really wanted to see Apple down at VWAP. I wanted to see it roll over, and I just stuck with it. I could have played it like the range actively, and there were plenty of opportunities for some small scalps and maybe like 20-30 cent moves, and I just ignored them. I really did, and I was fine with it. I was confident that Apple wouldn't go much higher, and if so, the next pivot I had was like at 157, but I didn't expect it to go there, and so it hovered around. Eventually, I took my exit here too early when I saw it, to just finally take off the trade, and then like it retested and finally dropped to get to my first target. Yeah, it was just drop, but I regained some perspective in the market, and yeah, it felt really good just to stick with this position and watch and take some mental trades during the day. Baba, I saw trading higher, and I had a pivot at 153.50 with a SMA 100 on the daily, and another confluence with a pivot. So that was my initial point, and then I saw this candle form, and when it really had trouble here, and I just took a stab at it. It was a moment too early, but I was confident that it would eventually play out, and I just again stuck with it and let it play out. My target was 152.50. Here was too early to exit, and I eventually took it off when it crossed back above here, and it looks strong. It actually made another move, a little retest before it rolled over, and I don't know. It was okay. I feel more confident. Just sticking with these last two trades where I was very patient and gained some more perspective on it. Yeah, let's see how Thursday and Friday plays out. As the SPY is making new highs every day on, and volume decreasing, I really expect some correction. Maybe a strong move down on Thursday and or Friday. But yeah, let's see how that plays out, and have to really work on my entries and be more patient.